This is a Pioneer head unit, model number ABH-X3700 BHS. DVD player. Okay, it can play video files from the USB port. The USB port is located in the back, which you plug in here, in the back of the unit. Come out to a card reader. This card reader, got this from Kmart. And it takes a micro SD. You just take your micro SD from the phone, but it has to be formatted. I've heard it mentioned that this film is to run at 32 frames per second, but I'm running this at 29. At 29 frames per second, that's still not low enough. It needs to be running at 20 frames per second. It buffers a little bit at 29. This film is at 29 frames per second. Pretty good, but every once in a while it stalls. Just to get this to play out of the car, you need the PAC TR7. That's what the PAC TR7 look like. Instructions tell you how to wire it up, which bypasses the parking brake. This is used when you want to run the DVD player while the car is moving. So therefore I had to hook this up just to play this DVD player on a bench. Here's the 29 frames per second playing on a PC monitor. No buffering, no stalling. Here it is on the TV. .29 frames per second. Yeah, you can use Nero, Roxio. There's a few other file converters. I just happen to use this. See, this film is running at 29 frames per second. It really wants to be down to about 20 frames per second. This video is 20 frames per second MP4. 20 frames per second MP4. It's a format particular to tablets. See, the 20 frames per second, it plays more smoother, more consistent. No stalling. Yep, 20 frames per second MP4. Now I'm going to switch this and play it on the computer monitor and on the TV. Okay, here's 20 frames per second on a computer monitor. No stalling, it's pretty clear. There's the TV. 24 frames. 20 frames per second, excuse me. MP4, 20 frames per second MP4. That's what you want to have on that Pioneer DVD player. This program, you need to go in and find a format to give you 20 frames per second. 20 frames per second. This just happened to be on a smartphone. Some programs on the tablet, you can convert the tablet down to 20 frames a second, but this one only converts down to 30 frames a second. So on this particular one, I'll use whatever would give me 20 frames per second, which is this smartphone one. Adjust the quality up to high, and MP4. This will give you MP4 on this program. This is the video, details of the video. Plays in MP4 and 20 frames per second. See, it's about 20 frames per second. And 1,200 is the bit rate. There's the resolution, 480, 270. Still looked okay on the TV.
That's right. This was video formatting for the Pioneer AVH-X370 BHS DVD player for playing through a card reader and a micro SD.